All right, folks, welcome back to the Mount Academy U18 Female Showcase that's running in conjunction with the U Sports Women's Hockey National Championship here at McLaughlin Arena in Charlottetown, PEI. And we talk about this being a Mount Academy Female Showcase. We're quite literally embodying it here with this matchup between the Mount Academy Under-18 Saints, who you'll see in white, and the Mount Academy Under-17 side, who you'll be seeing in black in this game. My name's Jordy Carraher. I'm back bringing play-by-play here for you as we're just about set to go. Starting goaltenders for today's action for the Under-18s. It'll be number 33, Sky McDonald out of Torbrook, Nova Scotia, 2023 grad year, while the Under-17s will counter with Haley Turnbull out of Tantallon, Nova Scotia. And the Under-18s start this one deep in U17 territory. Good board battle here. LeBlanc right in the middle of things here for the U17s, but Meg Aiken working her way out. Travers couldn't quite get that one in. That being Lily Travers, who puts it back to Allie Spencer. Now Meg Aiken with it in the corner. Stratford PEI native trying to cut out in front, but has that one taken away. And now it's Renee Ng out of Hong Kong who sent that one forward. Just out of the reach of Amira Paul, though, and the U18s are back for it. Puck comes out front. That one, I think, went off the back of Avery Amos, the Bishop's University commit. But Amos will recover and send it up to Oriana McNeil. That one off of Stewart's stick. Now Amos trying to push through, but puck's left over in the neutral zone. Climbs loses it, with somehow the penalty box door getting open. A little bit unsafe there for a moment, but Petra Climbs is trying to bring it back in. And we've got our first penalty of the game here. Body contact will be the call. And it looks like it's on the U18s. And it's going to be Oriana McNeil headed off. So, minute 25 into this one, the Under-17s will get on the power play for the first time. Face-off coming to McDonald's right. And a bit of a weird bounce off the stanchion. Briefly kept that puck in, but Alexander Leslie keeps it in. And now McMillan's shot off the body. But Karis Jelly there to recover, down to McMillan. Back out to Bush, trying to cut through the middle of the ice, but nothing doing there. That being Sarah Bush out of Hammonds Plains, Nova Scotia. Now Leslie back for it. Dish that one off to Kate Kelly. Kelly working her way through the middle of the ice, watched closely by Kira St. Peter. One of the real engines on this U18 side as Bush fires that one. Goes up high. Now St. Peter tries to clear. McMillan doesn't have the sight on it, so Talia Mullally recovers. Mullally headed to St. Thomas University in the fall to join the Tommies program. And we noted in our first broadcast this afternoon, Rothsay Netherwood head coach Kayla Blackmore, a 5-year St. Thomas Tommy before heading to Rothsay Netherwood. Meanwhile, power play still ongoing here for the U17s, 50 seconds left in it. Renee Ng sends it back. Woodford keeps it in briefly, but it's cleared out to Abby Larkin in the neutral zone. Ng unable to get a full handle on that, so the U18s go back for it. Spencer now sent forward. And the U18s able to burn a little bit more time here on the penalty kill, down to 23 seconds remaining on the power play. But now the U17s are trying again. Larkin leading the rush. Goes across to Power, but that one through her stick. And set on net by LeBlanc. Steered aside by Sky McDonald. Now Climbs with it in the corner. Having knocked Rachel Richards off of that puck as we're back to 5-on-5 now. Now the U18's trying to wind something up, but instead that one's going to go all the way down the ice. And we're going to get icing here. 11:26 to go in the opening period. Still no score. Face-off will come to the left of Sky McDonald. Notable that McDonald getting the start here today. Her backup, Maggie Jones, typically the starter for this U18 side at Marystown, Newfoundland. She's earned herself a commitment to the State University of New York Morrisville campus, NCAA D3 for next season. One of 6 U18 Saints that we'll talk about over the course of the day who have post-secondary hockey commitments, and I'm sure head coach Kenny McDougall would love to see that number grow. As the U18s chip that one forward, that was Tate McDonald who got it out. Laura McDonald in pursuit, but unable to get there. Now head back the other way is Callie Paquette for the 17s. Dishes across to McMillan. Tries to go short side, but just pulls it a little bit wide. Trevors now. Back to McNeil. McNeil can certainly skate it out if she wants to, but headed off by a couple of the U17s. So Sydney Chason, who's headed to University of Southern Maine this fall, set that one cross ice. Puck still there briefly in front of the penalty boxes, but the U18s dump it in. Chason in pursuit, Mackenzie Woodford back for it first. And that puck goes through everybody, but no icing called here. Back for it was Caroline Thompson, the captain of this U18 side. Another one headed to University of Southern Maine. And now Chason's got a step on the defender, but she slaps it wide. Now Stewart. Stewart is the third of the Saints trio to be headed to the University of Southern Maine. A little bit of a pipeline building up there, certainly between the Saints and Huskies programs, as the U17s dump it in. Here's Thompson. Caroline Thompson now, working her way through the middle of the ice. That one off Leslie's shin pad, but Thompson follows it up. Nothing doing there. U18's putting some pressure on here. Amos with it. Tries to center, but intercepted by Leslie. She sends it forward to Power. Back to Leslie. Tries to center for Power again, but that one off a stick. Gets out to LeBlanc, the point. She fires that one wide. Stewart's able to chip that one past Climbs, forcing the U17s to come out of the zone. Leslie. Dropped, and yeah, Climbs a step and a half offside there. So the faceoff will come just outside the U18 blue line. 8:51 to go now in the opening period. Tie up off the draw. Oriana McNeil coming forward with it for the U18s. Kept in. That was Grace McDougall who kept that one in, the Antigonish native. Now McNeil with it at the point. Fires it through, she scores! Not sure if that just went through cleanly or if there was a redirect. If there was a redirect, I would have to suggest that it would be Kenny, but I think it's actually St. Peter, based on her going through the line first, who's going to get credit for the goal. And I talked about it earlier, Kira St. Peter, very much one of the offensive drivers of this Mount Academy U18 side. And there you see why. Now the U18's looking for more. St. Peter's got the puck back. Finds Kenny with basically a wrist shot saucer pass there. McNeil pinching in to keep it in the zone. Few players battling for it in the near corner. Now Jelly trying to skate it out. McNeil, however, keeps it in for about half a second, but St. Peter, who is back covering, gets the puck. Tried to push it forward, but instead it comes back to McNeil at her own blue line. Goes cross ice there to Spencer. Now it's back into U17 territory. St. Peter with it. Out muscling Woodford for that puck. Back to Thompson. Thompson keeps it in. Will backhand off the boards, finds St. Peter. She'll backhand it down into the corner and go off for a change. Now Woodford, trying to bring it out of her own zone, is able to succeed. But now Caroline Thompson's got some open ice. Thompson shot just wide. Good job using the defender as a screen, but again, the shot just a little bit off the mark. U18's continuing to apply pressure here. And the U17s will get called for the high stick. So, 7 minutes even remaining in this opening period. Early goal from Kira St. Peter has the U18s up by a score of 1-0. Face-off come to the left of Haley Turnbull. Won by the 18s, Rachel Richards. Tries to feed that one through, doesn't quite get all the way to the net. Laura McDonald trying to wrap around, but LeBlanc wise to it. And she was able to prevent that opportunity. Richards now. Through Tori Walsh's stick that time. But Walsh gets it back and fires it into 17's territory. Larkin over to LeBlanc. Emily LeBlanc now. Another one, and I gotta look at this particular town, this Saint Marie de Kent, New Brunswick. Talked about it quite a bit in our first game of the afternoon, but seems like a bit of a hockey hotbed there in New Brunswick. As LeBlanc's from there, as is Annika Cormier out of Ross St. Netherwood. As pass goes cross ice, nice play there from Chason to get herself some open ice, but she was cut off by Bush. And things tightening up here in this near corner. A few different bodies in there. Kate Kelly comes out with it. But again, it's the 18s applying pressure. Aiken tried to slash away at that. But again, it's kept in. Trevors unable to get that one on net. And now Sarah Bush tries to get it out. Finds McMillan. And she chips it out off the boards. McNeil back for it. Pressured on the forecheck by Jelly. Now gets out to the 17's blue line where Abby Larkin's going to wind up and go. She's certainly capable of this, folks. Abby Larkin just about undressed Thompson there. Larkin certainly had a head of speed going in, but nothing coming out of it as Ng tries to get it into the corner. Intercepted now in the slot. Power, big stop there from McDonald. Thompson the other way. Finds Stewart at the blue line. Stewart pokes it down. Larkin back for it first, though. Larkin, nice pass to Power on the outlet. Power gains the blue line. Drops it for Ng. Renee Ng now. Still with it around the net. Tries to get it back to Power. But that one got intercepted by Callahan. Now it's Stewart the other way, and I think the snow might have put that one offside. Linesman says no. Nevertheless, the 17s come back. And it's, again, the 17s trying to clear. Unsuccessful there from Leslie that time around as Richards intercepts. Now climbs. Sends that one forward. Meadow Clark back for it, the middle Sackville, Nova Scotia native. Richards up the middle of the ice to St. Peter. Coming around, Woodford trying to clear, intercepted by St. Peter. That shot stopped by Turnbull. Early in the game, of course, but that'll be Haley Turnbull's best stop of the game to this point. And that one's going to stay in play just off the top of the glass. Grace McDougall back for it. Finds Mullally. Talia Mullally out of Charlotte, New Brunswick. Again, St. Thomas University commit for the fall. McNeil with it now. McNeil tries to push through the defender. That's Kelly on the boards. But the 18s do come out with it. Centering pass there from Walsh doesn't find a home. Now McNeil intercepts. McNeil again working her way through the zone. Definitely a mobile defenseman is Oriana McNeil. Here's here maintaining possession. Gets it out to the point. Laura McDonald was out there covering but couldn't quite handle the pass. Dished off to McDougall. Back to McNeil. And got caught up in the skates there for a moment. Now the 17s have it. Kelly. Sent across ice. That was Paul who had it. Now Larkin. Goes up the boards. LeBlanc trying to get to it, but Thompson got it first. Larkin had that one poked away in the slot. Chase on shot just wide. Back out to the point for Thompson. She'll fire that one on goal. Turnbull stops that. In there for the rebound were the U18s. Didn't quite catch a number. I know Larkin took her down. And it looks like that was Trevor's on the doorstep. But again, Turnbull up to the challenge that time around. 2:02 left now in the first period. Goal from Kira St. Peter has the U18 Saints, who again you see in white, up 1-0 as Thompson tries to hold it in, but instead it's Lewis headed back the other way. Lime's trying to go up the middle. Lewis gets it back. McDonald gloves the shot down. 1:50 to go now in the opening period. Face-off will come to Sky McDonald's right. And a bit of a late change there led to Paquette not quite getting to the circle before the face-off started, and good recovery there from Bush as she blew a tire there in the neutral zone and sends the 17s the other way. As Climbs couldn't quite get the shot off. Now the 18's trying to get it out. Clark will regroup behind her own net. Loses that puck though, and I think that was Paquette down there. Now Aiken trying to push forward. Richards now. Pressured by Leslie. Paquette getting in there as well. Aiken eventually comes out with it. Now Sarah Callahan. Across, I think Stewart may have made the move a little too quickly, as it's going to allow the 17s to get the puck back. And let's see here, we're going to call, it looks like it is offside here. I wasn't sure if that was going to be too many players with the U18s touching up. Nevertheless, 55 seconds left in this opening period. Mount Academy's U18 side leading their U17 counterparts 1-0. McDougall across to McNeil. Chipped up the boards. Callahan corrals it. Sarah Callahan. Amos tried to follow, but instead it'll be the 17s coming out with it. Paul working her way through the middle. Amira Paul with an opportunity. Great back check there from Oriana McNeil to get a stick on that and not take the call. So again, we've talked about the offensive mindedness of Oriana McNeil. That is a heck of a defensive play from 92 in white, as well as the U17s keep that in. And at the blue line there was Woodford, but now the U18s come back the other way. Wind up from Stewart, glove down by Turnbull. 8 seconds left now in the opening period. Face-off will come to Haley Turnbull's right. And if you're head coach Kenny McDougall on the U18 side, this is basically a textbook first period, just the way things have been executed. While for Rebecca Babiak on the U17 side, as that one gets gloved down by Turnbull, the U17s, they're hanging in there. They've certainly had their opportunities. You just saw Amira Paul on that partial break. But the U17s do knock on the door here, as we're going to shut the door on this first period. So through 15 minutes of play, the Mount Academy U18 Saints lead their under 17 counterparts by a score of 1-0. I'll stop talking here for a moment and we'll come back for the second period in about, I'd say, probably a minute and a half. right, now we're back for the second period of this third game of the Mount Academy Female Showcase, again in conjunction with the U Sports Women's Hockey National Championships, which are literally just happening right next door on Rink A here at McLaughlin Arena. We, of course, are on Rink B. Nationals are happening about 20 feet away from us here just behind my broadcast position. Opening game of the tournament featured the UNB Reds and McGill Martlets. And I believe that one's in the third period now. It was a 3 o'clock Atlantic start. As we'll bring it back to play here. St. Peter with it. And promptly gets called on the offside. So the face-off will come outside the U17 blue line. And second period just underway here in Charlottetown. Puck goes over the U18 bench. Thompson will backhand that one in. Leslie back to retrieve. LeBlanc tries to chip it out. Instead, it's Eng trying to clear. Spencer keeps it in the zone. And now Leslie trying to clear again. Again, it's unsuccessful as Thompson keeps it in. But now with a little bit of room, Emily LeBlanc's able to chip that one forward. Only for Spencer to send it right back down into U17 territory. Leslie. Up the boards, Paul waiting for it. But instead, it's going to be carried out by Eng. Though LeBlanc chips it up to Paul, and she'll spin it around into U18 territory. Rachel Richards back for it. Richards up to Laura McDonald. Gains center ice into U17 territory. Everything ship-shape in terms of being onside. But now headed back the other way as Petra climbs. Finding some open ice here. Getting around the outside. Cuts into the middle. Big stop there from Sky McDonald. Probably her best save of the game so far. And now Woodford's unable to get that one up to Jelly. So the 18s will flip it out. Rolling puck working its way down. Bush back for it for the U17s. Nice turn there from Bush. Spins it around to Jelly, but it comes out front to Chase on. Walsh has a handle on it, but unable to get the shot. Oh, maybe she did. They score. Sydney Chason, I think, was the last one to touch that. And it looks like it's Chason headed through the line first, so we'll go ahead and make it her goal. Again, that came off a turnover from the U17s in their own zone. And a little bit of chaos at the top of the crease. Ultimately, again, it's Sydney Chason who's able to put that one in. And that extends the U18's lead to 2-0 here early in the second period. Puck goes down into U18 territory. McNeil back for it. Up to Trevors. Back to Aiken, who corrals it in her own zone. Push that one forward. Chason, the most recent goal scorer, spun that one around. Now LeBlanc. Up the boards to McMillan. Kept in, though, by Aiken. Off McMillan's skate, and she's going to skate it out. Sophia McMillan out of Charlottetown tries to center. Kelly couldn't quite get a handle on that. Now Lily Trevors headed back the other way. Sounds like we got ourselves a goal on the other side in the U Sports National Championship scene. But again, this is the next generation that you're seeing here. A lot of talent coming out of Atlantic Canada. Abby Larkin, chief among them, as that shot kind of handcuffs McDonald. But she's able to cover up. 12:04 remaining now in the second. Goal from Sydney Chason just put Mount Academy's U18s up by a score of 2-0. Face-off coming to Sky McDonald's right now. Tie up off the draw. Amos pulls it back. Slapped around. Stewart chips it out. Amira Paul headed back for it. The Eskasoni, Nova Scotia native. Back to Bush. Paul waiting for it on the half boards. But the 18s take over, and it's number 18, Avery Amos, trying to cut around. Keeps and sends it back to Thompson at the point. Shoveled down into the corner. Stewart gets there first. Now Amos battling. I think that's Ing in there as well. Amos still pinned up against the boards by Bush. Don't eventually sent around the net. Leslie trying to get it out, and we're going to have a call here on Callahan. Whether it's interference or a hold or a trip, we'll find out in a matter of seconds. The next option was going to be hooking, I swear, as that's what the referee winds up calling. Callahan immediately skates to the box, no objection there. And that's going to be the second power play of the game here for the under-17s. 11:08 left now in the second period. Tie up off the draw, kept in by Bush. Karis Jelly with it. Pinned up against the boards by Clark. 17s try to get it out front. But eventually it's St. Peter trying to clear, held in by Bush. That shot gets through. McDonald stops it. Richards. Back out to Leslie. 17's trying to set something up here. Lewis with it. Back to Jelly. Lewis again. Out to Leslie. Bush. Had that one pushed away at the point, and now the 17s will have to regroup. Leslie goes cross ice to Lewis. She'll just slap that one on net and go off for a change. Clark tries to clear, but a good back check there from Climbs, or a stick lift, I suppose. As the 18s send it down, they'll get a chance to change the penalty killers halfway through this power play. Now Abby Larkin gets it back, sends it over to Ing. Renee Ing here. And the hesitation at the blue line prompted, I think it was Kelly, to go half a step offside. And so the faceoff will come just outside under 17 territory, or under 18 territory, sorry. Another tie up off the draw. 17s advance it. Kate Kelly cross to Ing, couldn't quite get a handle on it for a shot. Woodford keeps it in. Down low for Ing. Back to Emma Power. Couldn't quite find Ing with the return pass. So the 18s get it back. McNeil, pressured by Power, forces the turnover, but a nice poke check there from McDonald to sweep it away from Ing. As 15 seconds remain on this power play. And the 18s are able to slap it out. That should do it for the advantage. Larkin trying to wind up one last time. Line mates are changing up. Great job to get back on side as we're back to 5-on-5. I think that was McMillan kind of sensing things, so good awareness. Now McMillan's got it. That shot kind of floats high and away. As we see another of the U Sports women's hockey entrants coming into the building through the back door. Meanwhile, on this sheet of ice, Stewart has that shot stopped by Turnbull. Now Paquette just kind of floats it forward. Jelly there to pick it up. Now Allie Spencer. She'll stop. Up to McDonald. Spencer getting it back. I think Stewart was looking for the lead pass, but instead the 17s battle for it on the boards. Caroline Thompson with it now. Now the 18s clear. Here's Olivia Stewart. Spencer now. As that one intercepted. And coming into the zone is Reardon. Right in front there is Lewis. Couldn't quite get that one wrapped around Sky McDonald. Pushed off the puck by a defender right at the top of the crease there as well, and now the 18s back the other way. Thompson, that shot stopped by Turnbull. And now swung back the other way. Woodford sends it up the middle of the ice. Lewis trying to get there, kind of picked by Thompson there on the way back. And that allowed Clark to get a stick on it. But now it's Chason coming back. Chason's got the second goal for the U18 Saints in this one. Trevor stops up, has that one taken away. Bush backhands it out, gets it to Clark. And taken into the boards there was Trevor's. That was Bush pushing her into the boards, and now the 17's coming back the other way. Petra climbs. As that one poked away, and now a bit of a change here. That gives Meg Aiken some open ice. Chase on in the middle of the ice. Couldn't quite get all of that. Now Power. As that one poked away, she'll go back for it. 6:45 left in the second period now. Drop pass for Larkin. Tries to go up the middle of the ice, and yeah, that didn't touch any sticks on the way, so that's gonna go for icing. 6:38 left now in the second period. Again, Sydney Chase on with the marker in this middle frame. That's got the Mount Academy U18s leading 2-0 over their under 17 counterparts. Face-off coming to the right of Haley Turnbull. Tie up off the draw. St. Peter eventually wins it back. Now she's got the puck back. Here St. Peter tries to go short side, had the window, just couldn't quite find it. Now Mullally has that one poked away by LeBlanc. Emily LeBlanc up the boards. McNeil keeps it in. Goes up high on LeBlanc. Now McMillan is able to backhand that one out. Here's Jelly. Nice little sidestep. The shot off McDougall. St. Peter now. Bit of miscommunication there, I think, between Mullally and McNeil. McNeil eventually gets it, but then lost it to Leslie as the 17s try to get something going. Here St. Peter over to McDougall. Kenny pushed off of that puck, but that stops up in the snow, allowing St. Peter to get it. And Kira St. Peter still with it in the middle of the ice. Turns, fires that one off a Bush. Able to skate that one out. Thompson sent it the other way though, and yeah, that is, I mean, we're in a prep school situation here, right? 6 is too many on the ice, so that's going to be a Mount Academy U18 headed to the box off of that change. A little bit of unfortunate puck placement there, I would say. However, with 5:25 left in the second period, Olivia Stewart's going to head off, and the U17s are off to their third power play of the game. Tie up off the draw, Thompson. Moves it to Paul. But gets it back right away, and she'll go off the boards. Bit of a strange bounce off the stanchion, allows it to go all the way down the ice. Leslie pressured on the forecheck by Amos. Sent forward to Paul. Nice cross ice pass. Eng able to keep herself on side. Good puck control there. Power with the shot just wide. And Leslie unable to keep it in at the blue line, so she'll swing it around to Bush. Kicked forward by Eng. Now Spencer's got it for the U18s. Set around, 17s keep it in. Battle here between Bush and Clark. Now Paul trying to work her way through. Paul, nice back check there from Amos. Here's Leslie. Alexander Leslie centering pass. Big stop there from McDonald. Bush had the opportunity. Sky McDonald rising to the challenge. Now Eng pinned up against the boards by Spencer. Comes out to Bush. Out to Woodford. Back to Bush. She'll float that one in on goal. That one redirected just wide. Now sent back out to the point. Bush. Down low to Eng. Back to Bush. Over to Woodford. Down to Jelly. Tries to go short side. McDonald stands tall. 20 seconds left in this power play for the U17s. Larkin has that one poked away by Amos. That'll come out of the zone. Now Woodford back. Nearly got another too many players on the ice, but Climb's headed the other way. Great back check there from Rachel Richards to get the stick in there. As that puck comes out, and we're back to 5-on-5. Larkin back for it, pressured by Aiken though on the forecheck. And that's going to cause the turnover. Climb's trying to get it out, but pressured there by Trevors. Travers keeps it in. Down to Aiken. Meg Aiken spinning around, back to McDougall. She'll put that one on net. Held up by a stick. Chason unable to get everything onto that. And Turnbull's going to cover with 2:55 to go in this second period. Face-off will come to her right. Aiken wins that one cleanly, back to McNeil. McNeil trying to push her way forward, gets around LeBlanc. Still has possession around the net. McNeil going for a skate, puts it on net. Chason tried to redirect that. Now the 17's trying to get it out, intercepted by Chason, fires that one wide. Travers, back to McNeil. Knocked down by Chason's stick, wasn't a high stick. Now Paquette trying to get it past McDougall there on the boards. Getting in on the action there was Kelly as it goes back down behind the U17 net. Now McMillan. A bit of back pressure here. Gets it out to Thompson at her own blue line. Now Thompson coming back the other way. Caroline Thompson, U18's captain, fires that one wide. Eng puts it back the other way. Now McMillan. Had that one. Eng will come and pick it up. Now here's Power. Emma Power trying to skate that one in. Instead, Spencer's got it. A couple of Newfoundlanders battling there in Spencer and Power. As that stretch pass finds Tate McDonald. Good defensive play there from Woodford to keep her from getting to the open ice. Now Woodford headed back the other way. Drop back to Bush. And that one over Woodford's head, and that's going to spring Kenny here. Partial 2-on-1 back to St. Peter. Shot stopped by Turnbull. 1:07 left now in the second period. And the face-off will come to Haley Turnbull's right. Tie up off the draw. The 18s try to advance. Kenny couldn't quite get that one on net. Now here's Larkin. Up the middle, and now sprung here is Lewis. Lewis taken down, no call. But McDonald's going to freeze that one. 51 seconds to go in the second period. Again, as a bit of a recap here, goals from Kira St. Peter, who you see in the face-off circle, and Sydney Chason have the Mount Academy U18s leading the under-17s by a score of 2-0, and now Talia Mullally looking for more. Mullally tried to make the move around Larkin, but she didn't bite. And now the 17s headed back the other way. Climb's trying to get that one around Clark. Now Larkin tries to center. Richards intercepts, gains the blue line. Rachel Richards' shot turned aside by Turnbull. St. Peter has that one knocked away by Larkin. St. Peter kind of falling on the puck there. 15 seconds to go in the period. And that's going to be a hand pass. St. Peter committing that deed while she was down on the ice. And we're down to 12 seconds left now in the second period. So the face-off will come just outside Mount Academy U17's blue line. Right back into U17 territory. Leslie back for it. Swings it around. McDougall tries to get it in. Maybe one more opportunity here. But no, there's the clock. And that's a half hour of hockey in the books. In this institutional rivalry, I guess you could call it. With the Mount Academy under-18 Saints leading the Mount Academy under-17 Saints by a score of 2-0. We'll be back, whenever the Zamboni comes back from the other side. And once that happens, it'll be somewhere in the neighborhood of 10 to 15 minutes before we're back on the broadcast for the third period. So we'll see you then. right, folks, we're back for the third period of Game 3 of this Mount Academy Female Showcase, again in conjunction with U Sports Women's Hockey National Championship, happening right here in this very same McLaughlin Arena, just on the other ice surface, of course. And we head to the third period with the Mount Academy under-18s in white, leading 2-0 over their under-17 counterparts. And again, it's goals from Kira St. Peter and Sydney Chason, who was just on the puck there a moment ago, that have made the difference. U17's trying to press here early. And going back for it is Chason, or at least sending it forward, I should say, is Chason. Now here's Power. Tries to go up the middle of the ice, but Chason intercepts. She'll swing it down, take a shot from Paul for her troubles, but then gets herself back up and away she goes. And Chason decides not to pursue that puck, as she'll go off for a change with the U17s working their way up. Bush intercepted by McNeil. Cross ice to Stewart. Good vision to see that. Now Olivia Stewart drops to Callahan. Callahan has that one taken away by Climbs. Good back pressure. Now McNeil in her own end. Over to McDougall. Grace McDougall circles around, gets it up to Amos. And right there with it was Callahan. Now Stewart and Larkin battling in the far corner. Coming out with it is Amos. Tries to go high, just misses that top corner. Amos gets it back. Amos again joining former Mount Academy St. Chloe Hawes at Bishops with the Gators next season. As Reardon unable to handle that. Richards with it. Goes across to Clark. Gets it back from Stewart, who goes off for a change. And now it's St. Peter skating it out of her own end. Kira St. Peter looking so strong on her feet. I'd say she's probably been the best player in this game. Tries to center from Mullally. Nothing doing. St. Peter certainly noticeable here on the ice, 10 in white. As the U17s try to get it out. 18s keep it in though. Leslie on the ice. Kenny takes it over. Centering past to Mullally. I think that was just off the tip of the stick. Now Mullally trying to maintain possession, but instead pinned up by LeBlanc. Sent around by Kelly. And now Jelly pushes it forward. But St. Peter's back for it in her own end. Drops it there for Spencer. Now Mount Academy pushes forward. Or the U18s, I should say. They're both Mount Academy, of course, as Ing leaves that one behind for Woodford, who finds Power up the middle of the ice. Power pushed off of that puck before she could get a great shot off, and then the net comes off. 11:45 left now in the third period. Mount Academy U18s leading the U17s by a score of 2-0 still. And of course, while we're talking about this Mount Academy program and the connection to the ongoing U Sports Women's Hockey National Championship, we'd be remiss to not mention the fact that the captain of this U18 side from last season, Carly Thompson, is part of the host UPEI Panthers squad for this year's national championship, as we get an icing call. And certainly a nice local story here, and a good one for Kenny McDougall, the head coach and headmaster of Mount Academy, to be able to tie back to his program, especially with a number of U Sports schools in the building. As McNeil fires that one around her own net. Tate McDonald chips it out. McDougall tried to follow up, but instead it's McNeil now skating it out. McNeil, everything staying onside. Pushed from behind by Woodford, but McNeil still has the puck. Centering pass to Laura McDonald, scores! Certainly some traffic there, but a great release there from Laura McDonald. And that's going to extend the lead now. It's 3-0, and of course that came off some good puck possession there from Oriana McNeil. Again, swung it out to the middle of the ice where the Middle Sackville, Nova Scotia native in 2023 grad year was waiting, and put it in a spot where Turnbull and, quite frankly, most other goalies wouldn't be able to get to it. So 3-0 here, 11:05 remaining in the third period. U18's looking for more. Chase on. Puts it on net, stopped. Another one on net, and it gets through, so that's 2 quick goals here. Grace McDougall fired it from the point. And Turnbull made the initial stop, but the puck just kind of kept going. So that's 2 goals in 12 seconds here for the U18s, and I think there may have been a puck getting picked up here. Grace McDougall, I think that may be her first goal as a Mount Academy Saint. As I think McNeil went for the puck. And so here we go again. Bit of a shell-shocking last 10 to 15 seconds of this period here for the U17s. Now they've seen that deficit double. It's 4-0 for the U18s. Puck comes back out in front. McMillan steered it to the boards. Chason chopped at it. Now Aiken and LeBlanc battling. McMillan unable to clear. Chason now on the other side of the ice. Puck goes across, Larkin with it. Pressured by Aiken on the forecheck. Larkin with a good active stick here. Gets it out to Jelly. Karis Jelly trying to cut into the middle of the ice, but Richards immediately shuts that down. Now it's Clark. Pressured from behind by Paul. Paul gets it back, but unable to get the shot off as Richards corrals it. Now Rachel Richards headed back the other way. Over to Amos. Amos pokes that one, or has that one poked away by Leslie, and here she goes the other way. Bit of a pick play there from Power to give Leslie a bit more room. Stewart backhands to Spencer. Back to Caroline Thompson. She sends that one forward. No high stick touching that time, and no offside either. U18's continuing to apply the pressure. Power trying to get it out. It does eventually get out just to Callahan in the neutral zone, and now Stewart skates it right back the other way. Olivia Stewart still with it. Kind of pushed off the puck there by Leslie. Now Amos tries to center. Callahan couldn't quite get to it. Now here's Klein. She has that one poked away by Thompson. Middle of the ice, Power has it taken away now, and here's McNeil. Quick stop on the edges, finds St. Peter in the middle of the ice. That one stopped by Turnbull. Now the 17s again trying to get out of their own end. They've been here for a good chunk of the game, as the 18s have gradually asserted themselves as the game progressed. Now Larkin. Over to Reardon. McNeil. Cross ice to McDougall. That one goes through everybody, and that's going to go for icing. 8:10 to go now in this third period. And tomorrow afternoon, it should be noted that these two teams will be going right back at it again. 1:15 start right here on YouTube. Meanwhile, face off to McDonald's left, tied up off the draw. 17s come out with it. Leslie, down to Jelly. Kate Kelly now behind the net. Back to LeBlanc. Kelly couldn't quite handle that return pass. Now that one chipped forward by Leslie. And Richards will send it around. Kate Kelly with it, taken off the puck by St. Peter, but the 17s keep it in for now. But instead, the other way, here goes Talia Mullally on a breakaway. Mullally in, shoots, scores! Talia Mullally tallies up another one for the U18s. It's now 5-0, 7:33 to go. Again, the pressure's definitely been there for the U18s, and just as it felt like the under-17s were getting something going in the offensive zone, turnover in the neutral zone, that springs Talia Mullally, and the St. Thomas University Tommy, or at least the future Tommy, makes no mistake on the breakaway, going 5-hole. And now the 17s go for it again. Woodford pressed by Tate McDonald. And they get it out, though. Here's Ing. Renee Ing has that one taken away. I think that was Thompson back defending. Now here's Paul. Pressured against the boards by Thompson, and eventually the 18s will take over. And good smart puck play there from Tate McDonald to send that one around. Now the other McDonald, Laura, puts that one on net. Oh, through Turnbull's legs. I don't think she knows where it is still. But eventually the 17s do get it out. Grace McDougall. McDougall's got a goal in this period. And again, from everything I'm led to believe, it's her first as a Saint as Laura McDonald comes into the zone. Back to McDougall. Tried to find McNeil on the blue line here, but instead it's Klimes headed back the other way. Petra Klimes shoots! Again, a good diving defensive play from Oriana McNeil. Now the U18s head back the other way. Meg Aiken. Centers for Chason, couldn't quite get a stick on that. Now sent forward. Sophia McMillan on the boards. Chopped forward there by Klimes. Back pressure on Trevors. Now Richards goes cross ice, tried to find Chason with it. Instead it gets to Leslie in the U17 zone. 5:40 left in this third period. It's now a 5-0 hockey game. The under-18s have kind of broken it open here in the third, as trying to go short side there was Leslie. Now here's Bush. She gets that one on goal, but it's off of Richards. Leslie keeps it in, though. Backhands it into the corner. Clark back for it. She'll go around the net to Richards. Pitch and catch there with Clark. Now here's McMillan. Puts that one on net off of body and wide. Leslie keeps it in again. Now McMillan in the middle of the ice. Clean shot. McDonald stopped. And even 5 minutes to go now in the third period. And the margin is 5, as it remains 5-0 in favor of the Mount Academy U18s. Face off to Sky McDonald's left. 17's control it. Ing tried to find power, but instead Ing gets it back herself. Centering pass, Ing scores! And that's the end of the shutout bid here for Sky McDonald. Nice bit of give and go there between Ing, Power, and let's see, I think that was Paul in there as well. I think it was Renee Ing who finished that one off, the Hong Kong product. And now, we talked about the deficit being 5, it's now 4. It's a 5-1 lead now for the U18s. Woodford tries to get it forward. Kenny, I think, may have gotten an assist from the ref there, trying to get it back as Mullally's shot stopped by Turnbull. 4:34 to go. Good on the Mount Academy U17s to show that they haven't given up here just yet, and a nice save from Haley Turnbull there to kind of consolidate that one goal they've just picked up. Meanwhile, McNeil blows a tire at the blue line. Foot race here between Lewis and Mullally. Reardon with the follow. Another blown tire here, this one from Grace McDougall. We've seen a few of those here over the course of these two games. But ultimately it didn't hinder Sky McDonald as she covered up. 4:22 remaining in this game. Tie up off the draw, comes out to LeBlanc at the point. McNeil gets it in her own corner. Goes around to McDougall. Through the middle of the ice to Kenny. Melanie Kenny tries to work her way around LeBlanc. Couldn't quite get it back out to the front of the net though. Loose puck picked up by Reardon. And now skating it out here is Sophia McMillan, although she has that one taken away by McNeil. Climbs gets it in. But now the 18s go back the other way. Only for Bush to push it into the U18 zone. Now Richards. U18's trying to start something here. St. Peter going around the outside. You don't want her with space as she fires that one wide. Richards keeps it in at the blue line. That one on net, off the body of Bush. Now Kate Kelly. Cut off there by St. Peter, so Clark will turn it back the other way for the 18s. Over to Richards. Rachel Richards. Just kind of flips it into the corner. And Tori Walsh in there for it. Marystown, Newfoundland native. Not to be confused as I was in September for local product Bree Walsh, as it looked awfully similar on the old game sheet. Certainly Tori's made her own name here at Mount Academy. And now here's Tori Walsh with it again. Dished off to Clark. Back to Spencer. Clark back with it. Up the middle of the ice finds Tori Walsh. Cuts to the middle of the ice. Good back check there from Ing as we're down to 2.5 minutes left in this contest. Now Abby Larkin with a bit of ice, gets it up to Power. This is the line that got the U17s on the board a couple minutes ago. But shut down that time around. But LeBlanc will give it another go. LeBlanc just kind of shovels it into the corner. Power in there first, but has that one taken away. Aiken up the middle of the ice, unable to connect with Chason, so that'll go for icing. 2:01 left now. 5-1 hockey game here. Mount Academy under 18s leading their under 17 schoolmates. And again, the return game will go tomorrow at 1:15 p.m. on the Mount Academy YouTube channel. And McNeil stretch pass. Getting a little ambitious here as Chason couldn't quite get a handle on that. Getting a little cute there by the looks of things. But the stretch pass was nearly there. McNeil trying it again, but instead that's going to go for icing. 1:36 to go now in the third. So face-off will come to Sky McDonald's left. And I think Kenny McDougall might be having a bit of a chat with Sydney Chason in regards to that stretch pass. Not 100% sure on that, but certainly Chason in the vicinity as Jelly's got it. Leaves it for Kelly. Swung back out to Bush. Cuts to the middle of the ice. That shot high and over the net. Bush keeps it in again on the pinch. Jelly follows up and then takes out Clark with the forward momentum as Callahan tries to get it out. And succeeds with a little bit of a boost from Avery Amos there as well. Bush sends it back forward as we're into the final minute of this one. 5-1 in favor of the Mount Academy under 18s. And certainly if you're a U Sports coach or scout and you wanted to see some good U18 action here in Atlantic, Canada, this was a good weekend to come, quite obviously because of the national championship, but also because of this showcase. Here's Paul intercepts. Paul with a nice stick lift to get it away from Thompson there as well. Again, the 17's not quitting. Centered out fronting, couldn't quite get the shot. Paul gets it back. Taken down by St. Peter. That's going to be a penalty here in the late going. Larkin fires that one just wide. 10 seconds to go. We'll see if they'll get any power play time. They'll get 5 seconds of it to end this game. St. Peter headed off for body contact. And so for Kira St. Peter, we'll go ahead and call that 5 seconds of non-COVID related isolation here to end this game. And we're certainly happy to have this showcase ongoing here, as this one is now in the books. The Mount Academy under-18 Saints take this one by a score of 5-1 over their under-17 counterparts. Again, goals coming from the aforementioned Kira St. Peter, Sydney Chason, Grace McDougall. There are 2 more here, Laura McDonald being one, as we get a respectful show from both sides. And then, of course, it was Renee Ng who responded for the U17 side. But overall, under-18 coach Kenny McDougall has to be happy with it, as we see the 5th goal scorer, Talia Mullally, getting into the handshake line. Obviously, rivals on the ice, but plenty of camaraderie between all the players here that you see. Of course, they go to school together. Certainly would practice with one another as well. And again, I think today is just another byproduct of what you've seen develop with the Mount Academy program over the last few years that it's been around. And I think things are only going to get better from here. We'll get another showcase of that at 1:15 tomorrow afternoon on the Mount Academy YouTube. But for now, I'm Jordy Carraher. We hope you've enjoyed today's 2 games here at McLaughlin Arena at UPEI, and we will see you somewhere down the road.